a nice, there's a rule about naka-experience. I think in the future, we'd be happy to grant her any permit again. Just pay the taxes, itong mga taxes. But we are not out to make it hard for her to earn her keep. Yung mga livelihood ba?
So can she apply again, Mayor?
Yes, of course. It is a revocation. That's a revocation, but it doesn't mean to say that it's permanent disability, legal disability sa iya.
So you're going
Nothing of the sort.
you're going to sign the recommendation of the city
Yes,
council?
because that is the recommendation of the city council first, and second because it is based on legal grounds, to which I am duty bound to honor. To sign the
But the proponent can apply for
another day, another time in her life. Bayran lang ng taxes. If there's a requirement for organizers to be trained or go into whatever, study, sumunod lang siya. And I said, I'd be happy to accommodate her next time.
Mayor,
Pay
ikaw,
the right taxes and just comply with regulations.
Mayor, ikaw ang magkasign ni RC.
Yes, I don't know. I am on leave. So it is the presiding officer who is now the acting mayor.
So no investigation will be called, Mayor?
Wala na, hindi na kailangan niya. Ba't mo wala na klaro naman ang bayad? So what is there to investigate?
Mayor, paklaro lang ako, Mayor, kay sa investigation.
Pero naanay surcharges, ha? Naanay mga interest.
Mayor, paklaro lang ako, Mayor, kay sa investigation nga pakita ni Attorney Kitain gahapon, Mayor, is nakalbutang dito nga ang declared tickets ni Dalisa is 1,000 tickets to be sold worth 500 pesos each. Pero ang nabaligya lang, Mayor, is 610 and
Tickets.
610 tickets.
So more or less wala mabaligya tanan.
Yes, Mayor.
So,
Tapos, pero ang problem is, Mayor, is different prices siya, Mayor. What cases jud ang naiguan siya, Mayor?
it's easy to compute, but whether or not there was an actual selling, that's a different matter. Because you have to prove now sa government na nabaligya o niya nakuha niyang kwarta. Mahirap yan. How can you trace that? When you say that there are so many unsold tickets, fine. Problem is, how do we now find out? Wala naman. Ilabay ito niya mga ticket. Huwag mo siya, mahalin. So we do not know the real income because she didn't file, I said, the taxes that was due government.
So, Mayor, ma-under gapon siya sa tax evasion. Ay, sa...
No, I don't think. I'm not too keen about pursuing that kind of. The tax evasion is a criminal offense. Hindi ako keen. I'm not so much into that. As a matter of fact, I said she should learn her lesson and maybe next time just follow the rules. But you have to settle your obligations.
Mayor, do you have plans or intentions to talk to Kat Dalisay?
What?
To talk to her
About what?
about this one?
What about this one?
The revocation or...
But if she wants to, paparan ako, that ends everything. When I signed the revocation, wala na. She might ask for a reconsideration, but that is another thing. She might want also to fight it out. But I said, it now behooves upon government to prove that she cheated. How do you compute all of these tickets na tapos naman? Ako pa niya on good faith, mag-declare lang sila play. Total, it's a 30% one. So that she can continue promoting shows. Ang sinabi ko lang naman doon na kung if you pursue there are so many grounds. But just, for example, itong two-piece. Kung kanang two-piece, that is a different matter. But I said I'm very skeptical about winning a case there in the courts because, as I've been saying, freedom of expression, which they correctly characterized. And of course, I said contemporary times, meaning to say in this generation, over life here, would it be considered lewd or the pictures taken pornographic? This is just my opinion it's not. Because you can see where girls wearing bikini everywhere. And even the national government is promoting it because meron tayong bikini. It's only in Davao na medyo ano dito yung because of the progressive minds of the city councilors. Lalo na yung mga left noon, sila yun eh. They do not want women being promoted mura og as a commercial object. That's to protect the human dignity. But I said you have to take it in the light of what's the subculture or the culture of this generation. As I have said, panahon ng lolo natin, medyo that's really a no-no. Panahon ng tatay ko, I'm not sure, but they were still, my father was around until the late 60s. But certainly in our generation, that cannot be considered lewd or the pictures taken of pornography because pangkaraniwan eh. It's everywhere. Magpunta ka, a more profound attire would really be a bikini. And all you have to do is to go to the beach and so many Filipinas wearing it. Ito naman, I saw the pictures, two-piece lang. And it's not really that, it's not the bikini type. And in the light, again, of the Constitution sa freedom of expression, medyo hindi tayo manalo dyan. Because it's everywhere. Yung sa ibang supporter kan, pati yung bra, tinatanggal ng mga puti.
When are you going to sign the recommendation?
And I think I will not be the one because I'm on leave for 1 month. Malaki. In any day after today, dadating na yun sa kanya. And I'm sure that the Vice Mayor would sign it. Not only because it is based on legal grounds, but he was one of those members of the council who raised the howl.
So with the revocation of her visas permit, so wala na mangyaring Kadayawan invasion on August 16?
No, I would always temper it as mayor. As in, I am not keen on pursuing a person to send her to jail. That's far from it. I just want her to correct the procedure being followed by her, and she can have her shows. Nobody can place a ban for eternity. That's not allowed under the Constitution also.
Mayor, bugat ra ba ang manahimong recommendation sa council, or is it also kuan nga gi-recommend na lang nila?
The problem, ma'am, is that I will not be the one who would be reading the. I am on leave. Itong akin mga side comments lang. But being mayor, eventually, I have to face the issue about lewdness and pornography. I have to take it into account with the light I said of what's the contemporary practice. Contemporary is now sa paningin ninyo. Kaya nga sabi ko, kung manood ka ng babae na yan, malibugan ka ba? That's the test. Would it promote bestial or carnal instinct of every person? No? Ngayon, sabihin mo, malibugan ka dyan na nakabating suit, buang na. Manya ka kung ganun.
Mayor, sa PICAS issue, sa laing issue, Mayor,
Pero magaganda ba sila? Magaganda ba yung mga babae? Kasi kung manood, ma-inlove tuloy sa kanila, ibang istorya yan. Yes, so what's your next question?
Mayor, sa laing issue, Mayor, update lang, Mayor, atong gi-kidnap nga Japanese katong gi-release atong sa Marco.
Wala ko. I never really studied the matters. He was presented to me kasi humabol yung Japanese consul. Though I was informed of the presence of the anti-kidnapping unit here when they started to investigate the case, pumunta sila sa akin and they made known their presence and said that they are pursuing or investigating a case of kidnapping, close parenthesis, open and close. Ayaw kong makialam kasi hindi sa panahon ko. As mayor, I'm on leave. And second, because alleged kidnapping happened somewhere else. It's not my business to be, poking around your nose. Mas mabuti pa yung muna ako makialam kasi why would you, extra effort na hindi naman iyo. And because the unit itself, wag mo nang palabas because maybe they wanted to present it to the higher office, headquarters sa police siguro. Ako naman, since I said the case did not happen here, I said I have no business poking around and imposing conditions. Sabi ko, bahala kayo. Basta naasa custody na niya, and I called for a short of a confidential meeting with the consul. Sabi ko, is he the one? And the consul said, yes. Tapos na. That's the only thing na para ma-identify lang ng consul nila that he is a national of Japan.
Pero will you confirm?
Wala. Ayoko. Basta ako, sinabi ko, dinala na nila doon sa Maynila.
Mayor, other issue. Ano sa expectation mo sa zona ni President Nangyaisman?
Well, expectations is that it's the burning issue of the day, and I suppose that he would explain his side, and because it's the very thing that Filipinos want to hear from him. Ako naman, I was misconstrued by almost everybody in the Facebook daw. I was involved in being crucified also for defending the president. You have to be circumspect when you begin to say something out of context. I did not defend the president sa DAP because I have nothing to do with it. We do not have it here. And I do not even know how it operates now. During my time when I was a congressman, it was a countryside development fund. That's the cliche. Sa DAP, wala akong pakiaw, wala naman tayong alam. Basta ang sinabi ko lang, I am not defending the DAP because I do not know anything about the DAP. What I'm trying to say is that when I was asked about the president's speech confronting the Supreme Court, sabi ko sa kanya, he was just making a rejoinder of that decision of the Supreme Court, which we cannot stop or which cannot be considered wrong because there is always the right to be heard. Even an ordinary citizen of this country, if you do not like the decision rendered against you, you can always talk about it, not to be disrespectful, but sabihin mo lang, I do not agree. Ano niya siya, I do not agree? Personal na yon because the matter of constitutionality, legal or not, has become fait accompli with the decision of the Supreme Court declaring the DAP illegal. What I'm trying to say is that the President should be given the right to be heard, whether you like it or not. It's also the right of freedom of expression. If he expresses a position or posits a position which was by far different from the decision, that's his business. Kanya yan. So that's what I was expecting the president to explain sa zona niya. But I said, everybody has the right to argue, even if it is a wrong position. You know why? Because this is a democratic nation. And the essence of democracy is the right to be heard and to be different from your position. The right to dissent. The essence of the democracy is the right to dissent. Pag tinanggal mo yan, there is no democracy at all.
Mayor, what's your take, Mayor, that the people who are calling for the ouster of former President Arroyo is the same people who are now calling for the ouster of President Aquino?
Well, I said the impeachment is always a political issue. Since I am not a congressman, I have nothing to do with it. Let's leave it to Congress to decide whether it is really an offense or not. Kasi yung impeachment, it is not illegal process. It is a political activity.
Mayor, is the city prepared na po for the expected series of rallies against the SONA?
I will allow any and all rallies in the city. Again, it's enshrined in the Constitution, the right to be heard and to group together to express your indignation, whatever it is. It's unaccepted. Sabi nga Disraeli, I may disagree by what you say, but I will defend your right to death to do it. Hindi man tayo, hindi magsang-ayon sa sinabi mo, pero yung karapatan mo na may gusto mong sabihin, may gusto kang sabihin, is a karapatan which even I said, si Disraeli, si politician sa France. I said Britain. I will defend your right to say it because that is the sacred right under the Constitution. Yan ang nanikinig na hindi, pataka lang sila when I say defended the president. Of course, I will defend his right to argue, to dissent from the Supreme Court. Wala namang bayad dyan. There's no penalty for that.
Okay. Mayor, what's your request or what's your plea to those people or group of people, organization who would like to have their rallies during the son of the president?
I said I will allow any and all rallies in the city in obedience to that constitutional provision, the right to peaceably assemble for a redress of grievance. If you have a grievance against the president, go ahead and rally. The right to be heard will accrue to you, which is also being enjoyed by the president. May importante yung kasi ang problema kasi dito sa itong mga nag-aano sa amin, thinking aloud dyan sa Facebook, hindi sila nakikinig ng That may be wrong, but certainly the right to say something, the right to be heard is always correct. That is guaranteed to the Constitution, to everybody.